That's
Um,
so. That's so. I never realized that even within the gay community, you have that sort of
no one
discrimination.
hates gays more than gays hate gays.
Right.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because I did know that there's a lot of um, judgment goes on, and people are especially judgmental of each other. That's from what I've heard from gay friends that
Mm.
people are incredibly mean to each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I don't want to paint the gay community as this horrible, toxic place. There's actually a lot of love and warming and growth is happening as well. But because we've got so many subcategories of gay, um, I, I won't go through them all. But there's a lot of infighting, and when I say subcategories of gay, I mean subcategories of LGBTQ plus blah 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 blah,
mhm.
the whole alphabet. And there's a lot of kind of infighting and microaggressions going on all over the place. Whereas I really believe that while we are making strides to be more inclusive across the board, there is one we're still under threat. It's not,
Mhm.
the fight isn't done. There's a few weeks ago, a guy in Colorado walked into a gay bar and shot and killed 5 people and maimed
Jesus.
another 20. Just walked into a drag show and started shooting up. Like, I mean, like that happened weeks ago. So I think, like, if there's this infighting of like, he's too femme, she's trans, I'm transphobic, blah 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 blah, or you misgendered me, and I'm like, hold on a minute, like, can we deal with these guys first? They're coming in and shooting people,
Yeah.
like that. I feel like there's a lot of infighting, and I understand that. That's definitely another podcast on that. But like, I feel like there's a lot of infighting within the community. Um, but yeah, back to the kind of main thing about the mask for mask, plumophobia, that kind of like fear. Yeah, it's very real.
I did
Um,
find it very interesting that that there's like you said about the categorization, and that I don't think that, well, not that I can think of, exists in the straight community of kind of
right.
bear cub,
Yeah. Oh,
all that
all
type
right.
of
Yeah.
different categories where it's like
Well,
you're put into a sort of category, and that's the category you are, and all that. I
but
think.
that kind of that's more of the categories of like sexual preference.
Right.
About like, yeah, like that kind of comes more down to that. I was referring to like lesbian, bi, trans,
Oh,
all that
right,
umbrella,
right.
that kind of category. But yeah, you are right. There's even more subcategories below that as well. Jesus, yeah, no, we're a very clicky group.
What do you think I would be? What would be my category?
Um, you're quite tall, so you could, and you work out. Yeah, you could probably be like kind of a jock category. 'Cause you're quite fit. I don't know if you're hairy or not.
No, I'm not very hairy.
No, because like with your size, if you're a bit more hairy, you could maybe be a muscle bear.
A muscle bear. Oh,
Maybe,
I like the
yeah.
sound of that.
Yeah.
Need to get some more hair. Um, yeah, it's all, it's crazy that there's fighting going on within. It's like you say, like sort out the real big
Mm.
problems first, and
What I will say though, especially about like, like the plumophobia and all this kind of thing, yeah, I feel like it's actually getting better, and I think shows like RuPaul's Drag Race have actually done a lot of good. It's done a lot of problems as well, and kind of made things a bit more difficult. But we'll come to that in a moment. I think first and foremost, it's done a lot of good, because what it has done is it's humanized drag queens. For a long time, 10 years ago, drag queens. Even I, but before I did drag, and I always saw drag queens before I saw them on TV as these like underground, like maybe unable to separate drag from trans and drag from cross dressing and whatever, or transvestism. But now, but like what Drag Race has done is kind of given these, you've seen, 75% of the show is them out of drag talking about their lives. So you kind of see the real person behind the mask and the paint and the wigs and all that sort of thing, and you get like a real story or an edited version of a real story for TV. But it's still this kind of like humanizing them. It's made drag cool. It's made it more mainstream. I don't know how long this wave's going to last for, but I'm definitely going to ride it as much as I can.